Welcome to Friday Takeaway. I'm Sulhi Azman. Joined with me is Nadia Hassan. It is the edition of Friday Takeaway, July 29, 2016. And let's have a look at the wrap-up of this week. Okay, beginning of the earnings season, Nadia. We have already talked about some of the notable ones coming out this week, and which we will talk about it in a bit.
Yeah, the fact is, the early numbers seem to say it's not as bad as it was in the second quarter, but we will see. We'll talk about it, like you said.
Yeah, and of course, it was a week of fallout for 1MDB, which subsequently fired its auditor Deloitte, and we wonder what is left.
Yeah, because they fired everybody, haven't they?
Yes,
They've done KPMG, they've done PwC, they've done E&Y. So I'm really wondering what auditor firm they kind of have left. And the more interesting thing was the fact that they said, you know, we stand by our audited accounts for 2013 and 2014, but at the same time, just in case, you shouldn't believe any of the accounts.
Well, you go figure about that. And of course, earlier today, we have The Guardian coming up with an interesting news about the one.
Well, it's a long read piece about the whole saga from Justo's side as well. But yeah, a lot's been written since the DOJ. But in the meantime, the ringgit's not had a great week. It's kind of holding pattern-ish. It has depreciated since July 15 by about 3%. So we'll have to see whether any more clarity helps it, or is it going to continue to be weak.
But despite another MAHB research has said that it is maintaining the forecast for the ringgit to trade at RM3.95 by year end, as they believe other factors also play in determining the future movement of the currency movement. Now on the state side,
on the state side, yeah, Hillary Clinton became the first female presidential nominee. She's up against the baboon called Donald Trump. It's the last day of the Democratic National Convention. It's this huge 3-day party where they all sit around and say why they're great. And the fact is, there was a great speech from Michelle Obama that you should really check out.
I've watched that. Very nice dress.
Fantastic, amazing. Husband, also of course Barack Obama, my Facebook buddy, actually came out and said Meryl Streep did that. All of them reminding you not to give in to fear-mongering, xenophobic rhetoric. It's going to be interesting to see how the fight's going to pan out. And stateside as well, Janet Yellen and Fed colleagues decided to keep the interest rate at 0.5%. No big surprise, because of course Brexit was still worried. But the thing was, and the interesting thing about the notes was there was none of that air of caution. Yes. They still seem to think it's kind of going to get better, and later today you'll have the US second Q GDP, which should give an even clearer picture.
And of course, they also said that the near-term risk to the economic outlook has also diminished, because they believe that the economy is on its way to recovery, at least the US economy, basically. Now, moving on to Bursa Malaysia, week on week has been very flat, around 1,600 points. Year to date, it still underperforms by 1.8%, but as we go into the show, it is trading at 1,661.4 points. Now, Inter-Pacific Research Head Pong Teng said that the prospect for most major sectors in Bursa Malaysia continues to be moribund.
Oh yeah, and here's the interesting thing. You hear the rumors of general election coming, maybe 2017, not even getting to 2018. So that is, it's still too early days yet, but everybody has started to look at that. So the stocks that we've talked about, we will talk about earnings, but YTL E-Solutions caught my eye this week. TH Heavy Engineering caught everybody's eye this week. And of course, the Pan Borneo Highway project continues to be the gift that never stops giving, it seems, in the past couple of days.
Yes, correct. And let's have a look at the earnings before we talk about that. Public Bank Berhad, second quarter earnings, revenue and net profit up by 6% and 5% respectively. Robust loan management.
Steady as a rock.
Yes, and very conservative and traditional. They also declared a dividend of 26 cents per share. And if you look at Tenaga Nasional Berhad, third quarter earnings, revenue went up by 22% on growth of electricity sales by nearly 8%, but net profit was a staggering 192% jump.
Well, that's because of the imbalanced cost pass-through. They said there was some issues with that. So this is what's going to happen. It's not it's efficiencies from ops as well, but whether you can maintain 192%, I think they themselves will tell you that no, come on.
Right. Okay. And of course, we will have the Malaysia Airport Holdings Berhad.
Tony's favorite friend.
Oh yes,
Tony's favorite friend. Revenue up by 6% for Malaysia Airports. They actually got a bit more because Malindo actually moved from KLIA 2 back to KLIA. They actually returned to the black. But saying that, Moody's did not believe them because the share price got a hit yesterday because of all the issues going on in Turkey, the Turkey coup. Sabiha Gökçen is of course their airport as well. So there is good and bad. Let's see, the local ops seems to be improving, but whether that's going to continue is another thing.
Alright, okay, moving on to YTL E-Solutions Bhd. Now we have seen a very surprise privatisation movement by YTL Corp. They wanted to privatize YTL E-Solutions, which own YMAX, a cash cow basically.
You mean, yeah. So yeah, they actually have quite a bit of cash, 170 million from my last chance. They're currently trading at 20 times PE, market cap 726 million. They want to privatize it because they say, look, there's very low liquidity. It's true, they hold about 70%. You know, they're single client. There's no opportunity. It just seemed like the right time to take it off. But you know what's funny? And you have to correct me on this. I think at one point, YTL Comms was under YTLE before it got moved to YTL Power as part of the infrastructure. So these guys, I mean, after that, where could it have gone up? Although earnings have been fairly okay.
Yeah, earnings have been very okay. They've been distributing dividends basically, to the shareholders. And I think what will the minority shareholders getting out of this? I think, YTL Corp is offering a share swap basically, so you get off from YTL E-Solutions, you will be exposed to a much more diversified businesses. You have power, you have cements and
which
so
is
on.
Which is the parent YTL Corp. But here's the thing. They quote liquidity as one of them, but is YTL Corp that liquid too?
Well, they're not really that liquid, I mean,
what's the trading range for that?
I mean, trading, it's about $1.65, the share price, but the share liquidity, if you look at Bloomberg, it's not that liquid unless, of course, you see during the fact that when they launched the YTL Yes 4G, when they're rolling out the LTE, it jumped out a bit, but then, it has been pretty stagnant.
Yeah, as you can see from the share price, right? So is it fair? We looked at some analyst reports. CIMB says, yeah, not bad. Says take the offer. MIDF says it's neutral. It doesn't bother us any other kind of way. The other one, of course, is TH Heavy. These guys have had a very interesting week for the very simple reason that they got UMAD, unusual market activity, and they came up with saying that because there was a report that the Edge Weekly also had published saying that they would nab a 700 million contract, but they came up with a bare bones announcement saying yes, we're looking at what contract was it?
Well, it was to supply 3 offshore petrol vehicles to Maritime Enforcement Agency, or the APM, under the PM's department. Now, this contract was very, as you said, very bare bone and very, they did not mention about the contract values and so on. But of course, some information was leaked over the internet, saying that the contract is worth about 740 million ringgit.
This is Rafizi Ramli, isn't it? PKR
Yes.
lawmaker Rafizi Ramli
Correct.
apparently put stuff that he said was leaked. He said that it was worth about 740 million.
Now, do you wonder, Nadia, whether this...
but the company has not confirmed, by
Yes,
the way.
it has
We just need to make that clear.
Correct. And of course, if you look at the share, looking at this company, right, will this company have the capability to deliver it? Because, in one hand, they have been barred by Petronas Regali to submit future tenders. Now, when Petronas bars them, it kind of, it sets a standard where does this company have the capability to deliver any future projects in?
Well, I don't know if it's fair for you to say that. You got to ask them, right? I mean, would you ask them? Would that be one of the things you would?
Well, I would, because at the end of the day, you look at the THAB, but in a way, this could be a blessing in disguise, because THAB has not been getting any contracts since last year, and even this year as well. The CEO is having a tough time to turn the company around. Losses in 1Q widened to 33 million ringgit, more than what they chalked in 2015, which is about 6 million ringgit-ish.
Okay, but let's have to see whether or not this contract, vague as it is, would actually have any kind of help turning them around. We finish up with Pan Borneo Highway, and this one is, like I said, the gift that keeps giving. It's that massive stretch. It's apparently supposed to cost 17 billion. Look at who has been awarded. So this week alone is Bina Puri, not Bina Puri, KKB WCT earlier on, and just yesterday was Naim and Gamuda.
Yes, correct. And Naim and Gamuda JV, they backed 1.57 billion ringgit of a Pan Borneo contract. And
KKB was 1.3.
Correct, and so far in total, since April last year, the total of 8.6 billion ringgit of contract has been dished out to these many players, and you still have about $9 billion remaining portion of the contracts to be awarded. But if you look at the share price, right, most of the share price has rallied a little bit. If you look at Naim Holdings Bhd, it has increased by 6% since early July. Kenanga today, in a research report, they maintain and underperform on Naim Holdings Bhd because they see that despite the positive catalyst of this Pan Borneo, Naim has consistently displayed volatile earnings and losses, especially within the construction segment.
Well, Gamuda has been buy too for Hong Leong. They've gone up about 11% since early March. The target price 565 at the moment. They're 486, so that's quite a bit of upside. Anyway, week ahead, it's already August. We'll actually definitely see more earnings come in. Whether this is going to be a catalyst or expectations, we'll still have to see. And some economic data next Friday.
Yeah, we have IPI, data coming in from the MITI, and also the foreign reserve coming out from the Bank Negara Malaysia. That's all we have, folks, for this week. For more information, log on to our website at www.theagemarkets.com, or you can get a copy of the Age Financial Daily while it's still on the newsstand. And of course, tomorrow you will get the Age Weekly, from any good newsstand as well. And I'm Sulhi Azman, joined with me by Nadia Hassan. Have a good weekend and good luck.